The world is dark and selfish and cruel.
I can't handle the pressure!
I'm overwhelmed, so.
It's a tough world out there, folks, but I've got a solution for you. The only way to protect yourself from the disasters that are being maniacally thrown at our face every second these days, like a skee-ball game at Dave & Buster's, extra pillows. It's no secret that rates of depression are going up across the US. In fact, they're 10 times higher than they were in the 1960s, with the average age of onset plunging from 29 to 14 and a half years old. Happiness is no longer one of our default settings. It's now a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that we're trying to reach. We want it always, all the time, but because we can't find it, we try to fast-track happiness through cheap methods that ultimately make us more depressed. We're in a bad space, folks. The term anti-fragile sounds like I'm telling you to toughen up, get a grip, quit being so whiny, but that's not what it's all about. Nassim Taleb, a professor, writer, and mathematical statistician, first introduced the concept as a response to this endless, mindless pursuit of happiness. Tragedy and misfortune are not something we can always avoid, but what we can do is develop our psychological immune system so we can recover faster when something does happen. Resilience, Taleb explains, is as if you dropped a ball and it bounced back to its original point. But anti-fragile, well, that ball doesn't just bounce back to its original point, it actually grows stronger as a result. In the book Happier by Tal Ben-Shahar, he notes that there's no guarantee that we'll grow after trauma, but we can give ourselves a fighting chance. We must acknowledge that we'll never be in a constant state of happiness. It's not like we're gonna achieve success and suddenly, bam, we've reached the happiness level in the video game of life. But even with a slight increase in happiness level on the continuum of life, you'll see improved results in well-being across the board. The 5 core elements of happiness identified by Ben-Shahar are spiritual well-being. It's important that we not search for the meaning of life, rather seek what is meaningful in life. Now, mindfulness also contributes to our spiritual well-being. And research on neuroplasticity and neurogenesis has backed up the importance of mindful meditation. A practice of regular meditation literally changes your brain. Physical well-being. Our mind and body are one system. You know how when you smile, you eventually start to feel a little happier? Now imagine the impacts when your whole body is engaged. Ben-Shahar mentioned an insane experiment out of the Cleveland Clinic where they asked participants to do 15 minutes of an exercise 5 days a week for 12 weeks with their finger. One group was to exercise their finger with resistance training. One group was meant to imagine exercising their finger, not actually moving it. So at the end of the 12 weeks, the results were shocking. The group that imagined exercising their finger actually increased their finger strength by 35%. So great news, folks. We can all skip the gym. I'm just kidding. This is simply evidence that our mind and body are so terrifically interconnected that you can't abandon the health of one for the other. And just as important as the workout itself is the recovery. During a workout, you're literally tearing your muscle fibers. Without the rest, they can't repair themselves, and there is no growth. So this is the case with any kind of stress we face. As Ben-Shahar explains, stress is not the problem. The problem is lack of recovery. Intellectual well-being. Making sure you're regularly challenged and engaged. Research has shown that people who ask questions, who are eager to learn, are not just happier, but also healthier. The mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions. Deep dives on a subject not only perfect our understanding of something, but it also literally broadens our mind. We're able to translate our new intellectual capacity in ways that can improve our relationships, productivity, engagement, and understanding of the world, and learn to love the process, the hunt for information, for understanding, for knowledge. The ultimate prize is not the answer, but rather the pursuit of the answer. Social well-being. Social well-being is about the amount of time we spend with the people we care about. In fact, it is the #1 predictor of happiness. The happiest countries in the world are cultures that value social connection, have strong family bonds, or place strong emphasis on community. Australia, Colombia, Denmark, Costa Rica, Norway, they couldn't be more different in climate, tradition, economic prosperity, and yet their common emphasis on relationships keeps them happier than other countries. But over the years, as our levels of isolation have increased, the levels of empathy have taken a nosedive. As a result, bullying behavior is on the rise. Ben-Shahar coined the term self-fullness as an antidote to selfishness or selflessness. It means taking care of others and of oneself. Emotional well-being. This is about having our feelings balanced and being in active pursuit of emotions like joy, gratitude, and excitement. But it's equally important to not deny yourself of your emotions. Cry when you need a good cry. But there is a careful distinction between saying I'm depressed and I'm experiencing depression. As part of the human experience, we encounter emotions, but we are not our emotions. Accepting the flow of feelings allows space for them to flow out and flow in. So eventually the experience of joy, wonder, and excitement can overwhelm you too. Those who don't know how to weep with their whole heart don't know how to laugh either. We must acknowledge and pursue these qualities, not just placing value on happiness. You stop focus on being happy and begin to see yourself being happier. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Be well.